think it's about time that I finally update you guys on the abandoned GTR. Before we dive into this whole mess here, let's go ahead and play musical cars and move the Supra and the BMW drift car out of the way. That way we have plenty of room to actually work on this thing and give you guys a proper update. Is it just me, or do these cars look absolutely insane together? I mean, look, you have the Supra with the livery, it looks really cool, and then you have a full-blown race car behind it. I think it's really crazy just to pull on the street and see those two. But anyway, this is what we're going to talk about, the GTR that's in the garage. It's not a GTR, but it is kind of abandoned and looks like a complete mess. And that's because, well, it is kind of a complete mess right now. As you can tell, we've removed the entire dash from this car along with, I would say, all of the interior. And that's because we're going to be focusing on trying to get this S15 Dash to fit into a Nissan Skyline. Now you might be thinking, is it going to fit? And the answer to that is technically no, and that's why it's taken me about 2 months to actually put up a video. I have been trying to figure out how to make this thing fit in the car, and I kind of have a solution. In this box we have everything to potentially do a world's first S15 Dash and an R32 Skyline. I've mentioned it a few times in other videos, but this is the S15 Dash that we're going to be using, and then I have the center console here, along with some extra goodies over on this side. But the whole plan is to retrofit this dash into the car. That way it's a little bit more modern, because the 80s dash from the R32 honestly sucks. To give you an idea of what an R32 dash looks like, this is one right here, and it is very prone to getting air bubbles right in this area, and the material itself, it's very cheap. It's from the 80s. It cracks really easily, as you can tell from over here, and it's not my favorite dash, not look-wise or anything. It does not look good, and something that is now a very, very, very expensive car. So I want to try and retrofit this to make everything, again, more modern, look better, feel better, and just give you a better driving experience overall. And before I show you the solution with that dash, let's talk about the engine bay, because it's also been worked on off camera quite a bit. As you can see, there were a ton of holes over here and on this side, and I've actually kind of learned how to weld on this thing to where I can patch them up, and then I use body filler to make it all nice and smooth. There's still some rough spots like down here, but the whole plan is to shave this whole engine bay except for from about here back. It's only going to be this front side, and then we're going to respray this entire engine bay as well. Now anyway, that's enough talking. Let's go ahead and move this thing into a better position, and then we can go ahead and install the dash. Well, kind of install it. Now, to install the dash, I have made a few modifications to everything over here, everything over there. And the dash itself. For the dash, I made a little bracket that just bolts in here to here and has bolts underneath that's going to get mounted to these little two brackets that I also built right here. There was a factory cage that was right here. I think it was to hold the radio and maybe a few other things, but I got rid of that completely because it's not going to work with the center console from the S15. And then right over here on this side, as you can see, there are 3 holes. This one was already here. This one I think I put there, and it was in the wrong place, so I had to drop it down to this 3rd hole here. And then I actually cut this down a little bit because it does rub the back of the dash. And then you can see the same thing over here. This was a hole that I put into place, and then this I cut down a little bit, and then this one I cut down a little bit, because we are never ever going to put the R32 dash back in here. Now the only other modifications that need to be done are going to be on the dash itself, which this whole area needs to be smoothed out and flattened from this back side to make it all one smooth, even surface. And then same thing on that side, because the curvature of this, again, is slightly different than the curvature for the R32 dash. And when it's installed, I'll show you that, it actually rubs a little bit right here on both sides. But surprisingly, this does fit a lot better than I ever expected it to. currently how it's bolted, there is a factory bracket location that's right here and over there. Originally, it was moved over about this far, so I had to cut it off and then re-weld it in this location here. As you can tell, my welds aren't the best, but that's okay. It's holding, it's strong, as you can see. That's only held on by this bolt. My little frame that I built down here, solid. And then same thing, that one had to move over just a little bit, but it's bolted in over there as well. And again, that is all pretty solid there. Now if we look at the dash while we're inside of the car, everything's looking pretty straight and pretty level, so I'm really happy with that. But if we look at the steering wheel versus the actual dash itself, it is off-centered and it's actually pushed a little bit more that direction. But thankfully on this car, there is adjustability where we can push it over to the left in the exact location that it needs to go. And then once we bolt it up there, put a seat in, we can actually fine-tune everything and make sure that everything is sitting very, very straight. For the next part of the dash, we do have the lower section that actually has the Sylvia name on here, and we're gonna test fit that and see how everything looks going all the way across. And then in that big box over there, I've got the brand new center console, and I mean literally it is brand new from Nissan, versus this. It's got some scratches, it's got some holes. It's not brand new, I wish it was, so everything would match, but this is still a very expensive piece overall, and I'm really lucky that I got it for a very affordable price off of eBay. Now before I put that bottom piece in, I got a bunch of parts, not brand new, but a bunch of parts from a guy in Australia. I'll leave his link down on the bottom of the video and in the description. It's like JDM Kamikaze or something like that, I could be wrong. But really good price, shipped from Australia, which is my favorite place in the world. And we've got these vents, and they're gonna be the ones on the outside. Push that in. Oh yeah, we've got a vent. 3 center ones are gonna be gauges. Outer ones, I don't have AC for this car, but outer ones, technically, are just gonna be decorative vents, question mark. I might do electric AC on this, I don't know. It's like 110 degrees outside, it's brutal, but it would be nice to have AC because again, our summers are awful. Should be able to fit everything up nicely. Now on this side of the dash, it's really not fitting all that well, and it's because there's a broken tab on it. So what I need to do is get like a button clip or something and screw it into here. That way if I ever need to remove this, I can just push the button and then this gets removed. But that'll keep it all nice and tucked into place, and I think that'll fix this whole issue, and I won't have to drill a hole even though there's already one right here. I won't have to put another clip or anything down on this side. It will just be held on up top. So that's probably the best way to do that. Everything else though, it's fitting really, really good. Again, still have to push this over. But anyway, that's enough with this whole dash. Everything is, again, bolted pretty good. Let's fit the center console and we'll see how that looks in this car. So what I'm running into right now is the handbrake itself is a little bit too close to the center console. So if I move that over a little bit, I should still be able to utilize the factory handbrake, but I don't know if that can actually get moved over or not. So I'll have to play around with that. I do have a hydro that can get installed in the same area, but I would like to have a functional handbrake. Still don't know if that's gonna happen. It may just be completely deleted and have an actual hydro here. I'll know once I figure out if this can even move or not. But this is overall what it looks like with the center console. It's not perfectly centered, again, because of this guy, but it looks so freaking good in here. It is so much better than what the other center console was. It actually looks a lot more modern. I have proper cup holders now, and this came with it. Oh my God. Oh, I need to install the shifter boot. I do have all that too. Alright, this looks way more OEM than I ever thought it would. Holy crap, the quality of all this is insane, and the brackets that I made, everything's actually fitting really, really good. And I didn't even know if the S15 Dash would actually work in an R32 Skyline, but clearly, with a lot of modifications, you can make it work. Holy crap. My only complaint that we're gonna have with these seats is the head clearance. Up here, we have about this much room, and over there, we have about this much room. So there's not a whole lot of head clearance between the seats, and I actually had to use the original bracket that came with this car to help drop it down, because these little planted seat brackets that I purchased, they're a little too tall, at least for the driver position. My head was actually hitting the ceiling, so that's dangerous. Did not want to do that. Passenger, I don't think is going to be an issue. I don't think I'm going to have a whole lot of tall passengers in the car, so that should be okay. and I don't really know if I'm gonna have that many passengers in general because I don't have that many friends anyway. So I'm not really too worried about the passenger seat. It's more for looks and making everything more symmetrical. It's not symmetrical because height difference, but at least the seats do match, so that is a good thing. For now though, that is gonna be it on the interior. There's still some work that needs to be done. I need to get brand new carpet. I have a half cage that I wanna get. I need to do a whole delete panel back here. So the interior is gonna have a lot more work coming soon, but I need to get this thing painted. As you can see, we have color. I don't wanna show you too much because that's gonna be a separate video, but yes, I've already painted the engine bay. I've already got the color picked out and everything is looking really, really, really good. I'm really happy with it. So again, stay tuned for that, but it's about time that we lay some color on this thing. When will it happen? I have no clue. I've been very busy with work, which has pretty much taken over everything, and I have not been able to upload because of it. So I'm trying to get back in the groove of things, trying to get back to filming, but again, it's been very difficult lately. And yeah, this is not a full-time job or a full-time gig, and I wish it was, but we'll get there when we get there. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, leave a thumbs up, comment down below, and if you're new, hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel, and maybe eventually we could do this full time. Anyway, that's it. So stay awesome. Later. Okay, Lyd, here's a quick sneak peek before in today's video.